give you real numbers, but I would say double your body weight in protein. So if you're 200 pounds, try to get 400 grams a day in protein. And you're like, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, but if you can achieve that, don't worry about your carb intake. You know, get good vegetables and you will lose fat. And let's say you space your meals out. In between every meal, do shakes or aminos. So then you're not worried about it. Worst come to worst, you can do 2 shakes in a row. Or I drink aminos all day, like I have in my shaker cups, and they're already in it. You'll have no problem with that. But if you're doing security and private stuff, you're gonna have a hard time getting to fluids, I'm guessing.
Carry bottles of water with you.
I would, like he said, get your shakers, have your powder already in the shaker, and then when you get a chance, as soon as you get in the car for security detail, pour water in it, slam it. So if you can do that every 2 to 3 hours, you're good. But track your numbers for a couple days, or reply to this question and let us know, hey, I'm this tall, I weigh this much, I work out this many days. Give us a little more info, and I can throw more information in the answer.
And no fast food, nothing with a drive-through. Like you got it.
No.
Yeah.
Like when Justin says, "Don't worry about your carbs," that doesn't mean you can eat fucking hamburger buns and fucking shit like that.
When I say don't worry about the carbs, I mean like don't worry about eating them. You need to eat the protein first. If you cannot consume enough protein, then you don't need to worry about eating carbs. Every time I do a meal and I'm sitting down to eat my food, I have carbs, protein, and vegetables. Every single meal. Well, if I eat the protein and I get full, I'm not eating my carbs. Because my body's saying stop. Eat your vegetables to finish getting your healthy antioxidants, then move on. If I eat my protein and I'm hungry, then I'll eat my carbs. So that's what I mean by that. Don't worry about anything but the protein first. You accomplish 400 or 500 grams of protein a day, you're going to get leaner and more muscular.
Yeah, you'll see a change.
And as far as like you can only have so many protein cups, and you know Justin's saying put the powder. You can carry a few of these. I carry, like when we go out to the farm to work at the compound, I just have one of these. There's a nice scoop in here. I've got a flat of 24 bottles of water.
Yep.
Every time we stop or between something, moving someplace, I dump a bottle of water in here. I got a Yeti cooler, or I got a, what do I have? Orca cooler. Orca Yeti, it doesn't matter. Fucking any cooler that you can chill shit off, have a little ice in. Put 12 bottles of water in there. I take a scoop, I actually take 2 scoops of the amino powder, dump it in there, I put the water in there, I shake it up, I drink it, I go back to what I'm doing. Like you can, it's easy to carry a couple flavors or just one flavor, whatever, and a flat of water with you, and you can just dump it into anything. It doesn't matter what it is. The shaker cup's nice and handy though for shaking it up. Plus, when you need the protein, you can dump the protein in the exact same cup after you drank all your aminos. You can dump your protein in, 2 scoops, 3 scoops, whatever, bottle of water, shake it up, drink it, you can fresh water, rinse it out, back to aminos. It's easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of shit to do it. The next question, pretty good question. Nebel Zauberer, what is the difference between the various T boosters you sell? It's hard to tell from the brief description.
Okay.
Every time somebody gives me brief description, I want to go, well, somebody said on one of our videos, like, their website's very vague, and I point out, well, maybe it is, but 5,000 dudes a week manage to order from it, and we sell out of everything we fucking make.
So what's the difference between the test boosters? Now,
tell them what the test boosters are.
That may be where the confusion comes in. So as far as a, quote, pure testosterone booster, that hasn't come to the website yet. That is a product I just approved last week. We'll have it hopefully on the SOE site in 4 to 6 weeks. My lab has not even made it yet. This is going to be a one-of-a-kind test booster, all-natural, plus an estrogen reducer for anabolic uptake. Nobody in the country and in the world has ever made a product like I've got. It's going to have freaking 11 ingredients. Most test boosters from any company is just a few ingredients, or it's a crappy product with not a lot. Now, each serving of this is going to be 4 capsules.
That's what I was just going to ask, how many capsules?
It's just going to be a big serving because that is the only way you can get the full dosage of all the ingredients that is actually needed for all natural test boosting.
Which is why the Focus 5 is 5.
It's why the Focus 5 is 5 for a full dose. Now, I know this works because when I come up with my formula for my PCT product, that's a lifetime test booster, I did not have any hormones in my body. I do hormone replacement therapy with the pellets just like John does. I go twice a year, fully prescribed, fully monitored by a doctor. I let my levels go to 0. Like, I let everything come out of my system. I got my blood work done. I took my all-natural blend that I had come up with. It took a very long time to come up with this blend. I've been working with this blend for 2 to 3 years. I took it by itself for 4 weeks, and my natural levels had doubled. Now, it wasn't as high as it is on my prescription, obviously, but it had doubled. That product, like I said, will be available in 4 to 6 weeks, and I anticipate it'll sell out within 48 hours. As far as the products we have now, okay, the SARMs.
I think people confuse SARM with
SARM with test boost.
Why don't you tell them real
So
fast what
SARM
SARM does?
SARM, Selective Androgen Receptor Modulator. So think about it like this. You got these small receptors in your body. Now these are my little individual things I put my vitamins in. But you got a small receptor hole like this. So, and then all of a sudden, by taking SARMs, it goes this big. So what that's going to do is not necessarily boost your testosterone. It makes all your testosterone absorbable. Now, but also it has a million other positive side effects that are really good. So Google is going to be your friend on this, and you know, I don't encourage you to go get Google certified and be an exercise professional, but if you just type in, like John's descriptions on the website are too vague, mine on my website are too vague, okay, they make Google.
Yeah, and there's papers and papers on there.
And I don't put a bunch on there because I don't want to, quote, sell you on a product. I know my products work. I'm going to put a description that I think you need to hear. If you need more convincing to buy my stuff, go somewhere else. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm not a marketing expert. I'm a research and developer. I make the best stuff there is. And if you don't want to buy it because the marketing ain't there, I don't want to give you my stuff because you don't need it anyway.
So the one that really stood, when I was researching it, the one that really stood out to me, the way that stuck in my head, is they said, think of your receptor sites. Look at a Walmart parking lot. And you've got all those, say the whole Walmart parking lot's empty. You've got all those car parking spaces. Those are your receptor sites. As you intake testosterone or anabolics or whatever you're intaking, those car lots, think of cars parking in those car lots, and those cars don't ever pull out. So every few days, another car parks. After a few months, there's a bunch of cars in the parking lot. There's only a few empty parking spots that the testosterone can go to. Unless you clear those receptor sites out, meaning come off of whatever it is, or use a SARM or something to open those receptor sites back up, that parking lot's full. So you could triple or quadruple your amount of testosterone intake, and it won't fucking do the positive effects you want because those parking spaces are full. The SARM opens those spaces up and lets your body absorb all of that.
It lets it work like it's supposed to.
Right.
So I know I got sidetracked a little, and I apologize for soapboxing. But to answer the question for the PCT, so the test booster, the natural test booster, the SARM MK2866, which is on the website, that is your best for that. The second best, the SARM LGD 4033 is on the website. Milligram per milligram, it is stronger than the first one I told you about. Now, those two can open up your receptors, make all your testosterone that's naturally in your body absorb better. The third SARM, the MK677, which is not on the website yet, that is a growth hormone SARM. It raises your IGF-1 and your growth hormone levels for 36 hours per one dose. I have John and all my other clients say take one dose a day before bed because it's going to increase your growth hormone for 36 hours. So then there's always a window.
And it
helps you sleep. So you can Google those three ingredients. They're one ingredient compounds. No company on the market is providing as many capsules and as many milligrams as us. And you can look on our bottle and see the MK2866, 15 milligrams a cap, 120 per bottle. The average on the market is 90. Our LGD 4033 is 5 milligrams a cap at 90. The average on the market is 3 milligrams per 90. The MK677 is 15 milligrams a cap at 90. The average on the market is 10 milligrams. So you're going to get 30 to 50% more per product, and that is just on the SARMs. So if you pick the MK2866 SARM and you take the laxogen with it, you're going to have a good environment to make your testosterone absorb as good as possible. But again, they don't regenerate your testicles to produce more testosterone.
Yeah. Good answer. And when you said you got sidetracked and everything, the important thing to keep in mind with these videos is we're answering one dude's question, but when you go in those directions, you answer fucking 1,000 other questions. Yeah. So when you elaborate on them, yeah, you might get sidetracked, but it answers a shitload. It helps a shitload of other people. But Chase Hicks, we know this dude. Same type of question. Do people who are just beginning to go to the gym actually need more supplements, at least in the beginning? Yes, you do. Yeah. You should take a good multivitamin as well, and a diet, and you know.
And I always answer that question with, here is if you ask me this anywhere I meet you at the Blade Show, I don't care. Anywhere I meet you, I'm going to come at you with this answer. What is your budget? You tell me your budget, then I tell you what order you can purchase your products and get the most out of it. If you have a budget of $100 a month, you need protein and multivitamins. You don't need to worry about everything else, because if you can only spend $100 a month, you're hurting somewhere. You need to make some budget changes. You need to maybe work a little more or whatever. And then you go, okay, well, I need pre-workout, I need aminos, I need a test booster. So that's what I do. Whatever your budget is, work with it.
Also, Chase Hicks, you happen to be in Tennessee, so I expect that you will be at our party on the 4th of July to meet Justin and hang out. And if you're not, you just fucking go choke yourself right now, and you don't worry about fucking whether you're going to the gym or not.
Chase, if you come to the party, come up to me now and tell me your budget. I'll spend enough time with you and tell you exactly what order to purchase your products.
Plus, motherfucker, you're in real estate. Like, we know motherfuckers that buy real estate. You listed some shit, and I posted it on my site, and it showed it to fucking 1 million more people than you could have ever gotten in front of. You should come and fucking meet the people at our party. There'll be a lot of people at that party that are traveling from other states and shit to Tennessee. A lot of people want to come and live in Tennessee, and you sell real estate in Tennessee. You never know who fucking you're going to meet that's going to tell somebody else. That's just marketing. You can write all that shit off on your fucking travel expenses and shit. Jason Thielman, what's the best supplement for joint health? I have bad arthritis in my shoulders, and it kills my workouts.
Okay.
Workout
so
lighter.
that would be the same as the other guy. Arthritis. The glucosamine MSM, I'm going to give you an explanation that you're not going to understand.
And so you're not going to like.
You're not going to like it, because I'm going to say don't worry about it right now. You need the SARM MK2866, and you need the Laxgen. The SARM is going to help regenerate your joints, get the ligaments and tendons, and the Laxgen is going to pull out some of the swelling from the cortisol. You need to strengthen those shoulders, period. If you're going too heavy and it's hurting, that's one thing, but it sounds to me like you need a good rehab program to get your shoulders where they need to be.
Okay, this one's from Aaron Trimble. He's kind of a retard, but he's our retard. So Aaron Trimble is this kid, kind of big, goofy, fat kid, and he starts talking to James, and I think he came and took a class or something. Well, he's chatting James up on the internet, and James takes him on as his pet project. So Aaron Trimble comes to Camden and is going to basically intern, I guess. What is it when you go to work at a radio station for free? Intern. Yeah. So he's going to hang out with James, and James is going to unfuck him over the summer and get him in shape, and he's going to go in the Army. So Aaron Trimble, James has him in town for a couple weeks, and taking him around with him and shit, working out a little bit. And all of a sudden James is like, well, I'm going out of town. Here's Aaron Trimble. Now you have custody of Aaron Trimble. So I had an indentured servant for the whole summer. So James, he said something about, he couldn't, I don't remember what happened, but James made the kid ride a bicycle everywhere he went. So 12 miles from James's house to work and back, the kid rode a bicycle. So I took the kid running, and we ran back here 1 mile and back, and it about killed him. He just had a lot of weight on. He was so tall. We had the perfect pull-up thing in the doorway or whatever. So he's a big fucking kid, man. He's so tall, even curling his legs up, he would still fucking touch the ground. And he broke my door jamb. So we had it in the other side over there, and he wasn't really strong enough to pull his feet up enough to be able, and he wasn't strong enough either to do a full pull-up. But he got, by the end of the summer, he could bust out pull-ups. He had lost 6 pant sizes with it. He went from like a 42 to a 34 over the summer. And got in shape, got to where he could run. He is, I believe, married. He's in Colorado now. Just to watch the kid transform, man. And it was hell on him, because I think he went from living at mom's house and mom cooking and doing dishes and shit to, boom, he's here with the fucking dudes, and you have to be a fucking man now. And I remember he lived at James's house, and Rebecca would go and buy like a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread and shit, and this motherfucker would go and eat the whole loaf of bread and the gallon of milk, and the next morning Rebecca would come out to make fucking sandwiches or whatever she was doing, and the shit was gone. There was none of it left. So Jay lived in the team room on a cot, just like living in a fucking squad bay, and he said, you know, we'd get up at 6 or whatever, and everybody already be out of the team room, and I'd hear, and I'd open my eyes, and there's Aaron Trimble just looking at me while I'm sleeping. He's just a... So anyways, here's Aaron's question. Aaron, you know the fucking answer to this. I don't know why you're wasting our time. What are some of the best sources for accurate, no bullshit info on how to eat healthy? You know the answer, motherfucker.
Like on the internet?
That's what he's asking, I'm guessing. I don't know. Don't put shit in your body you know shouldn't go in your body.
Yeah, I don't. I really, it's hard to find something. Like, if you're asking a good source for information on the internet, man, that is tough. Because everywhere you read on the internet is right to their specifications.
The thing is, people want to, rather, it's like personal trainers. Trainers, 75% of a trainer's job, not what it should be, but what he actually does, is you're a fucking, you fucking just listen to people complain or talk about their life or whatever they do while they're fucking on that treadmill. They want to fucking talk, and they want you to rub their butt and hold their hand. They know what fucking shouldn't go in their body. They know what should go in their body. Eat fucking good food. Don't eat bad food. Elevate your heart rate. Fucking sweat. Get in shape. Like, we know what we should do. I know I shouldn't fucking be eating tortillas with that fucking, those eggs, but it sure makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't be eating peanut butter and jelly on that tortilla for a snack in the middle of the day, but it sure fucking tastes good. Yeah. I know when I go to the restaurant I should order fucking chicken breast and not eat the cake, but I want the fucking cake.
Yeah.
I know I shouldn't go home and eat a fucking 2-inch slice of watermelon every night, but I fucking do it anyways. I know what's right and what's wrong. We know the answers to those things.
I don't know what he's looking for on the internet, but we could pretty much direct him however he wants to go, however you want to go. Guys that are professionals and are really good at this, we don't put stuff out on the internet, number one, because I don't have time. And the information I have is very valuable, and if I just put it on the internet, that puts my 7 or 8 years of college kind of worth nothing. But
here's a good one. Adam Ailman. My son is 12, fixing to be 13. He plays football, basketball, runs track. What would you recommend? What would you recommend him on working out with weights or anything that I can have him do to get him in better shape? So far this summer, he's been to 2 football camps and a track camp that ends in 2 weeks. So we will have July and 2 weeks in August before 2 a day start for football. I would appreciate any advice where to start things.
Okay, perfect. So at that age, he should already have mastered all of the lifts. At 10 years old, I had mastered every lift there was. So if he has not mastered his lift, that should be your first objective. And the lifts, we'll keep it really simple at first. The bench, the squat, the deadlift, and the shoulder press, those are 4 basic lifts. Now adding in the Olympic lifts, the power clean, and the snatch and the jerk, those are very complex lifts and very hard to do, but you can do them from the power position or the hang position to make them more simple. But those lifts I just named off, the first 4 and the other ones, is pretty much what he's going to do for the most of his athletic career. He needs to perfect those. I mean, he needs to be, you got to realize you're going to put your kids in the hands of a guy who's a teacher. So my problem with high school sports is there's a teacher that runs the weight room, or a certified trainer, or somebody that comes in that's a history teacher that used to be a college football player. I don't know, whatever the case may be. Very few schools hire an outside contractor with a minimum of a master's level education in exercise science to come in and do their program, so you know your child is safe. Luckily, I train 13 different teams, so those teams are very good and know what they're doing. We don't know what he's working with, so you have to take it upon yourself to make sure your son knows his own form and does not have to, quote, look for advice from a coach. That's always the issue with it. So master those lifts first with a barbell or with a PVC pipe. The form should be perfect. Within the next few months, I'll have videos on my YouTube describing how to do those lifts the right way. I haven't done it yet because I'm too busy, but I'll get to that. The second thing that I see get neglected too much is neck training. Okay, you're playing a contact sport. All my athletes that I put through a neck program that I've developed, there's 0 concussions. The ones who have skinny necks and weak necks, there's numerous concussions. When I grew up, the neck training wasn't 100% perfect, but we trained the piss out of our neck. I never had a concussion. But people get away from it because, you know, you don't want to necessarily hang tons of weight and do flexion and extension of the cervical spine, but is that better than not training your neck? Probably, Could it bulge a disc out of your neck and hurt you? Probably. So you just may want to do it right. If you email me, I can forward you a link to some stuff. I don't have my neck program available to the public, but it may be something we could work out. But he needs to master the lifts and train his neck. He needs to have mobility in his joints or he will get hurt. So first thing is just master the lifts and train his neck, and then worry about the other stuff.
Okay, Steve Ash says, is there any concern of the supplement spiking blood glucose levels?
No, there's no sugar in my supplements. No.
On a low carb, Joe Falcone, we can go on, these fucking go on and on and on. Joe Falcone, on a low carb diet with moderate exercise, should I watch/monitor protein intake, either from supplement and or food? Can too much protein lead to weight gain and other health impacts?
Yeah, too much protein can make you gain muscle, and you may not want to be muscular for some unknown reason. Don't understand why, but yes, too much protein can help you gain muscle.
The look on Colin's face.
I don't understand the question, maybe, but you don't want to gain muscle, I guess.
Is there any negative effects other than gaining muscle?
If you ate a bunch of protein and didn't drink any water, it'd be hard on your kidneys. But
and you might get pussy, which you might not want pussy, or if you've got pussy at home that's already happy with you, it might draw other pussy, so that could be a problem too.
I'm not. That's him. I didn't say any of that.
Because Garrett Navarrete, because hyperline is a stimulant, after taking it for a month, would I have to taper down my dose before stopping, or can I just stop taking them without getting side effects?
If you're 3% body fat and super shredded and you look like a guy out of a magazine and you've got tons of energy and you want to quit taking something that helps you burn fat and gives you energy, I guess it don't matter if you look that good and you have that much energy.
I know what he's talking about though. What he's talking about is I don't even have any. I used to have, this shelf used to be fucking all stimulants, all kinds of different brands. So like Neon or Concrete or any of the fucking powders, you know, pre-workout shit. You take them, and after a while they don't hit you as hard, so you take a little more. You go from 1 scoop to 2 scoops to 3 scoops. And they all say, if you take more than 3 scoops, you'll die. Which you won't, because I take fucking 6 and 10 scoops of some of this shit. I was mixing products. We had a kid working for us, thought he was having a heart attack. His beta receptors were fucking blocked from all the stimulants and shit, and he just had to fucking come off everything for a few weeks. I've been there myself. What he's talking about is as you build up an immunity to it and you use more and more and more, do you need to change products or taper down, or how do you make them work again when they stop working?
I've never had anybody say any of my products quit working. Sometimes the receptors get a little bit clogged, but it would be the same way if you drink coffee every day. It would be a little less effective. We have the new product online, the Focus 5. That makes everything work better. So I can tell you exactly what I do now, which is different than what I told y'all a few months ago, because I've modified it because I've come out with better ingredients. So I get up and I'll take the Focus 5, and then I wait 45 minutes before I eat or eat food. I'll drink some aminos, but I'll take the Focus 5 and then I'll take Hyperlean, but I only have to take half one. I don't have to take a whole Hyperlean at any point now, because I do the Focus 5 at 6 a.m. and I do the Focus 5 at 2 p.m. Now, I do that on a completely empty stomach. When I eat lunch between 11 to 12, by 2 p.m. I'm on an empty stomach. So that is when I take my other Focus 5. And then a little bit after that, 30, 45 minutes, I'll take the other half of the Hyperlean. That's how I do my stimulants. That's how I do my day.